Every single day, you wake up with two choices: to rise and own the day, or to roll over and let it own you. The difference between winners and quitters isn't talent. It's what they do when the alarm rings. This is not about feeling motivated. It's about refusing excuses, no matter how tired, busy, or afraid you are. Because every morning you waste is a piece of your dream you'll never get back. Listen closely, because today we start building the mindset that turns ordinary mornings into unstoppable victories. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Too many people spend their entire lives waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, the right opportunity, the perfect alignment of circumstances. They tell themselves, "I'll start when I have more time," or "I'll go for it when I'm ready." But here's the truth no one wants to admit. You will never feel completely ready. Life doesn't hand out perfect moments on a silver platter. It hands you ordinary days filled with obstacles, doubts, and distractions. And in those imperfect days, you have a choice: to step forward despite the mess, or to stand still waiting for something that will never come. Think about it. How many dreams have you buried under the excuse of someday? Someday when the kids are older. Someday when work slows down. Someday when you're not so tired. But someday is a mirage. It looks real from a distance, but the closer you get, the further it drifts away. The truth is, the only perfect time is the moment you decide to act. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because every day you delay, the fire inside you dims a little more. Imagine if the people you admire, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders, had waited until they felt ready. Most of them started scared. Most of them started unsure. But they understood something crucial. Action creates readiness, not the other way around. When you take that first step, even if it's small, you send a message to your mind. I'm serious about this. Your brain responds by finding solutions, your energy shifts, and opportunities start to appear. But none of that happens if you keep standing still. Perfection is a trap. You think you're aiming high by wanting everything to be just right, but in reality, you're holding yourself hostage. The world doesn't reward perfection. It rewards progress. It rewards the people who show up, put in the sedan. You work and keep going, even when the conditions aren't ideal. So stop waiting for the perfect time, because it's not coming. You create the right time by acting now. You create momentum by moving forward, even if your steps are shaky. You'll make mistakes. You'll fall. But every stumble is still further than where you were yesterday. You have a dream for a reason. It was placed inside you to be pursued, not postponed. So the next time your mind whispers, "I'll start later," answer back with, "No, I start now." Because later might never come, and you deserve more than a lifetime of waiting. Your mindset is your weapon. Every battle you will ever fight in life begins in one place: your mind. Before you lift a finger, before you take a single step, your thoughts have already decided whether you're going to win or lose. That's why your mindset is your most powerful weapon. You can have all the talent in the world, all the resources, all the connections, but if your mind is weak, fear and doubt will strip away every advantage you have. On the other hand, if your mind is strong, you can be outnumbered, outmatched, and underprepared, and still find a way to win. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is like a blank canvas. What you put on that canvas shapes your day. If you wake up thinking, "I can't do this," or "I'm too tired," you've already surrendered before the day even begins. But if you wake up telling yourself, "I'm capable, I'm ready, and I will push through," you give yourself the fuel to take on whatever comes. The truth is, your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. If you keep feeding it excuses, it will store them as truth. If you keep feeding it strength, it will find ways to prove you right. Every morning is an opportunity to choose which voice you listen to, the one that tells you to settle or the one that tells you to fight. This is why successful people guard their thoughts like treasure. They don't let negative voices, gossip, or other people's doubts take root in their heads. They fill their minds with vision, with gratitude, with belief. They understand that their internal world controls their external results. But mindset isn't just about being positive. It's about being prepared. It's about building mental resilience so that when life hits you, you don't crumble. You can be optimistic and still be ready to face reality head-on. You can acknowledge the difficulty and still refuse to quit. Think of your mind like a sword. If you leave it lying in the dirt, it will rust and dull. But if you sharpen it daily, with focus, with learning, with discipline, it becomes a weapon that can cut through any obstacle. Every single morning, before you step into the world, decide what kind of mental armor you're going to wear. Will you go into the day with a shield made of fear or with a sword forged from determination? Because the battles will come. In your career, in your relationships, in your health. And when they do, your mindset will decide whether you retreat or rise. So start today. Train your mind to believe in your ability, to focus on solutions, and to keep moving forward no matter what stands in your way. Because when your mindset is unshakable, you are unstoppable. Discipline over motivation. Most people think success is about feeling motivated every day. They wait for a spark, a wave of energy, or that perfect rush of inspiration to get moving. But here's the reality. Motivation is unreliable. It's a mood, and moods change. Discipline, on the other hand, is unshakable. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you going when motivation disappears. And it will disappear. There will be days when you wake up tired, when you feel uninspired, when everything inside you says, skip it, just for today. Those are the days discipline steps in and says, do it anyway. Think about the people you admire most. Athletes don't become champions because they felt motivated to train every single morning. Writers don't finish books because they woke up inspired every day. Entrepreneurs don't build empires by working only when they felt like it. They all have one thing in common. They show up whether they feel like it or not. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to. It's honoring your commitments to yourself even when no one is watching. It's the quiet, consistent grind that doesn't look glamorous but builds unstoppable momentum over time. The problem is, most people treat discipline like an optional extra. They work hard when they're motivated and slack off when they're not, then wonder why their dreams aren't moving forward. They let emotions control their actions instead of letting their actions control their emotions. But here's the power of discipline. When you practice it daily, it rewires your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who does. And when you believe that about yourself, your results change permanently. Discipline also breeds freedom. Yes, it's hard in the moment to wake up early, to work out, to stick to your plan. But that temporary discomfort buys you long-term success, health, and peace of mind. Skipping the hard things feels good now but costs you later. Doing the hard things feels hard now, but pays you forever. So stop chasing motivation. It's not a bad thing. It's just not enough. Build habits so strong that whether you're tired, bored, or discouraged, you still show up. That's the difference between dreamers and doers, between those who talk about success and those who live it. Every morning, remind yourself, I will not wait to feel ready. I will act because I said I would. Your goals don't care about your feelings. They care about your actions. Let discipline lead and watch your life transform into something motivation alone could never create. Your habits shape your future. Every day, you are writing the story of your future, not with big, dramatic decisions, but with the small, repeated actions you take. Your habits are the blueprint of your life. They quietly determine whether you move closer to your goals or drift further away. You can't outrun your habits. You can dream as big as you want, but if your daily actions don't match that dream, you're lying to yourself. You can talk about health, But if your habits are fast food and late nights, your body will eventually show the truth. You can talk about success, but if your habits are procrastination and distraction, your results will eventually expose you. Your habits are either working for you or against you. There's no neutral ground. Every action you repeat is casting a vote for the type of person you are becoming. If you skip workouts, you're casting a vote for a weaker body. If you put off your goals, you're casting a vote for a stagnant future. But if you show up every day, even in small ways, you're casting votes for strength, progress, and mastery. The problem is, bad habits are easy to form and hard to break. And good habits are hard to form, but life-changing to keep. That's why most people live on autopilot. They don't choose their habits. They inherit them from their environment, their friends, their comfort zones. Then they wonder why they feel stuck year after year. If you want a better life, you have to be intentional. Look at your mornings, your evenings, your routines. Are they setting you up for the life you say you want, or are they quietly pulling you away from it? The most successful people aren't perfect. They just stack their habits in their favor. They create systems that make success automatic. They build routines so deeply ingrained that even on bad days, they still do the things that matter. This is why changing your life doesn't start with a huge leap. It starts with one small habit, done consistently. One healthy meal, one chapter read, one focused hour of work without distraction, and then doing it again the next day and the next. But here's the catch. You have to protect your habits, like your life depends on it. Because in a way it does. Your health, your relationships, your career, your peace of mind, they're all shaped by what you repeatedly do. So, starting now, ask yourself, what habits do I need to build to create the life I want? Then commit to them. No excuses, no negotiations. Because if you don't design your habits will design your future. And you might not like the result. The power of consistency. Success isn't built in a single moment of greatness. It's built in the quiet, repetitive actions you take every single day. People overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. The real game changer? Consistency. Consistency is what transforms average effort into extraordinary results. It's showing up again and again, even when it feels slow, boring, or invisible. Because progress doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always scream, "You're winning." Often it whispers, "Keep going, you're getting closer." The problem is, most people quit too soon. They work hard for a week, maybe a month, but when results don't explode instantly, they convince themselves it's not working. They rip up the seeds they just planted and start over somewhere else, never realizing they were inches away from the breakthrough. Think about water dripping on stone. One drop changes nothing, 10 drops change nothing. But after hundreds, thousands of drops, the stone begins to wear down. That's the power of small, consistent actions. They might not look like much, but over time, they reshape everything. The truth is, consistency beats intensity. Anyone can give a burst of effort for a short time, but few can keep showing up when the excitement fades. And that's exactly why consistency is so rare. It requires patience, discipline, and faith in the process. Look at the best athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs. They're not great because they trained once in a while. They're great because they trained relentlessly, day after day, when nobody was watching, when nobody was cheering. They kept stacking days of effort until mastery became their new normal. And here's the secret. Once you master consistency, the results become inevitable. You won't need to keep asking, "Will this work?" You'll know it will, because you've committed to the process. You've made the actions part of your identity, and identity-driven actions don't need willpower. They just happen. But consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will have off days. You will miss a workout, a deadline, a goal. The key is to never miss twice. One slip is human. 2 slips in a row becomes a habit in the wrong direction. So when you stumble, don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start again. Get back up the next morning, the next hour, the next breath. That's what keeps momentum alive. Every morning, remind yourself, I don't need to be perfect, I need to be consistent. Because when you keep showing up, When you refuse to stop, the world has no choice but to move out of your way. Stop negotiating with yourself. Every morning, the first battle you face isn't with the world. It's with yourself. It's the voice in your head that says, just sleep a little longer. You can start tomorrow. You've worked hard enough already. That voice is a master negotiator. It knows exactly how to convince you to delay, to settle, to play small. And every time you listen, you strengthen it. You've got to understand. The moment you start negotiating with your excuses, you've already lost ground. Because excuses will always sound reasonable when you're tired, stressed, or scared. They'll dress themselves up as self-care, as logic, as being realistic. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not protecting yourself. You're protecting your comfort zone. And nothing extraordinary grows there. Winners make decisions once. They commit to waking up at a certain time, to training a certain number of days, to putting in the work. And then they stop reopening the conversation every morning. They don't lie in bed debating whether they feel like getting up. They just get up. Think about how much energy you waste deciding over and over again whether you're going to keep your promises to yourself. That mental tug of war is exhausting, and it's why most people give up before they've even begun. The solution: decide once, act daily. Lock your standards in place and refuse to negotiate with them. If you said you'd do it, you do it. No excuses, no bargaining. This isn't about being harsh on yourself. It's about respecting yourself. Every time you follow through, you send yourself a message: I can trust me. And every time you break that commitment, you send the opposite message: I can't even believe my own words. If you want real confidence, it's not found in hype speeches or pep talks. It's built by proving to yourself over and over that you do what it's you say. That's where self-respect comes from. That's where mental toughness is forged. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, there will be mornings you'd rather do anything else. But if you keep letting feelings dictate your actions, you'll never see what you're truly capable of. So starting tomorrow, no, starting today, cut the negotiations. Don't ask yourself if you feel like doing it. Ask yourself if you said you would, and then follow through. That's how you break free from the trap of excuses. That's how you turn discipline into a way of life. And that's how you win the battle with yourself before the rest of the world even wakes up. The pain of discipline versus the pain of regret. Every single day you're going to feel pain. That's not the question. The question is, which kind of pain will you choose? The pain of discipline or the pain of regret? The pain of discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's saying no to distractions when everyone else is giving in. It's doing the hard, unglamorous work when there's no audience, no applause. It stings in the moment, yes, but it's the kind of pain that shapes you. It's the kind of pain that leads to strength, pride, and freedom. The pain of regret? That's a different story. It's looking in the mirror years from now and knowing you could have done more. It's wondering what if, and realizing you'll never get the chance to find out. It's watching someone else live the life you dreamed of because you weren't willing to pay the price. The pain of discipline lasts minutes or hours. The pain of regret can last a lifetime. Most people choose comfort now and pay with regret later. Winners choose discomfort now and collect the reward later. It's really that simple, but most people won't do it because they can't handle short-term pain. Every time you hit snooze instead of getting up, every time you skip your plan instead of sticking to it, you're making a trade. You're trading future satisfaction for temporary comfort. And let's be honest, that comfort doesn't even last. It fades fast and leaves you with guilt, shame, and frustration. The pain of discipline, on the other hand, compounds into pride. You never regret doing the hard thing once it's done. You never look back and wish you had been weaker. You always wish you had been stronger. Think of discipline like an investment. Every rep, every page, every early morning is a deposit in your future. At first, the account balance looks small. You don't notice much change, but over time, the interest kicks in, and suddenly, your effort pays back tenfold. Regret works the same way, but in reverse. Skip enough days, give up enough times, and you'll wake up broke. Not financially, but in potential. And that kind of bankruptcy hurts far more than a little sweat in the morning. So next time you're tempted to take the easy road, remember this. You're not avoiding pain. You're just choosing a different kind. Choose the one that builds you, not the one that breaks you. Because the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret is forever. Your morning sets the tone for your life. How you start your morning is how you start your life, one decision at a time. Your first actions after waking are like the opening scene of a movie. They set the mood, the pace, and the energy for everything that follows. If you start slow, distracted, and reactive, your day will follow that same lazy rhythm. But if you start focused, driven, and intentional, your day begins on offense. And that's how you win. Here's the truth. Mornings are your secret weapon. Before the world starts screaming at you with emails, notifications, and demands, you have a window of silence, a chance to take control. That window is where champions are built. The average person wakes up and immediately hands over their mind. They check social media, scroll through negativity, react to other people's problems before they've even decided what they want to accomplish. From the first minute, they're playing someone else's game. You can't afford to live like that. Your mornings must belong to you. They must be sacred. They must be designed for clarity, momentum, and progress. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even 30 minutes of intentional action can transform your life if done consistently. Wake up, hydrate, move your body, read something that feeds your mind, and write down your priorities. These aren't just good habits. They're mental armor. They prepare you for the battles ahead. And here's the magic. When you win the morning, you carry that victory into everything else. It's like stacking bricks early so the rest of the day has a solid foundation. You're more focused at work. You handle problems without panic. You walk through the day with a sense of control instead of chaos. Think about the alternative. If you start your morning late, rushing, unprepared, you spend the rest of the day playing catch-up. You're stressed before you even start. You're reacting instead of creating. And at the end of the day, you wonder why nothing went your way. The difference isn't luck, it's how you began. Every successful person you admire has mastered their mornings. Not because they're morning people, but because they understand the truth. The early hours are when you build yourself, so the rest of the world can't break you. So tomorrow, don't just wake up, rise up. Own the first hour like your future depends on it. Because it does. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is overrated. If you're waiting to feel like it before you act, you'll waste most of your life standing still. Here's the reality. The people you think are always motivated, they're not. They're just disciplined enough to move whether they feel like it or not. They've trained themselves to act first and let the feelings catch up later. Motivation is like the weather, unpredictable, changing, unreliable. Discipline is like the sunrise. You can count on it, no matter what. Every morning, millions of people are waiting for the right moment to start. They say, I'll work out when I feel energized. I'll start my business when I'm inspired. I'll push harder when I'm in the mood. And then years pass, and they're still waiting. You can't live like that. Winners understand that motivation is a bonus, not a requirement. They know that action creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation, not the other way around. The trick is to shrink the gap between thinking and doing. When the alarm goes off, don't bargain with yourself. When the workout is scheduled, don't debate. When your goals demand action, don't scroll, don't stall, don't hesitate. Move. Every time you act without waiting for motivation, you're rewiring your brain. You're teaching yourself that feelings don't run your life. Choices do. And that's when you become unstoppable. Think about it. There will be days when you're tired, stressed, or uninspired. If you can only work when you feel good, you'll never reach greatness. The gap between average and exceptional is filled with days where you didn't feel like showing up, but you did anyway. Do you think athletes, CEOs, or creators wake up every day buzzing with motivation? No. but they've built the habit of honoring their commitments no matter what mood they're in. They act their way into motivation, not the other way around. So here's the rule. Stop waiting for motivation. Start building discipline. Start moving before you're ready. Start working before you feel like it. And soon, you'll find that motivation visits those who don't need it to begin. The morning you stop needing motivation is the morning you start becoming unstoppable. Burn the ships. There comes a point where you have to remove every escape route, cut off every excuse, and force yourself to move forward. This is called burning the ships. History tells us of commanders who, upon reaching enemy shores, burned their own boats so their soldiers had only two options: fight and win, or die trying. There was no going back, no comfort, no safety net. That's how you must treat your goals. Stop giving yourself a way out. Stop keeping plan B as a comfortable fallback. As long as you keep a safety net, you'll never give your full heart, your full energy, or your full commitment to the mission. Most people fail because they always leave themselves an escape. They say, if this gets too hard, I'll just quit. If this takes too long, I'll try something else. That thinking guarantees mediocrity. If you truly want something, you must trap yourself in the mindset that failure is not final, but quitting is unacceptable. You must make success your only option. When you burn the ships, everything changes. You stop entertaining doubt. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You move with urgency because you know there's no way back to the old life. Think about it. If you knew there was no escape, how much harder would you fight? If you knew your dream depended on what you did today, how much sharper would you focus? If you knew the only way home was through victory, how much more would you push? Burning the ships doesn't mean being reckless. It means removing the mental comfort of retreat. It means telling yourself, this is my path, and I will not stop until it's done. Too many people waste their mornings thinking they have unlimited tomorrows. But tomorrow is not promised. You have this morning, this chance, this breath, and once it's gone, you can't buy it back. So get up with a warrior's mindset. Attack the day like there's no safe harbor waiting for you. Put in the work like you're surrounded, and the only way out is through victory. When you burn the ships, you eliminate excuses. When you burn the ships, you discover strength you didn't know you had. When you burn the ships, you stop playing to avoid losing and start playing to win. From this day forward, there's no retreat, no surrender, only forward, only victory. Build your mental armor. Every day you step into a battlefield, not with bullets and bombs, but with distractions, doubts, negativity, and temptations. If you're not armored up mentally, the world will chip away at your focus until you have nothing left. Mental armor isn't about pretending the world is perfect. It's about preparing yourself so deeply that no challenge, no insult, no failure can pierce your spirit. The truth is, most people lose before the day even begins. Not because they aren't capable, but because they walk into life unprotected. They scroll through their phone before they've even had a moment to center themselves. They let news headlines set their mood. They let other people's problems hijack their priorities. That's like stepping onto the battlefield without a shield. Building mental armor starts with what you allow into your mind first thing in the morning. You must guard it like a fortress. Instead of drowning in negativity, feed your mind with clarity, positivity, and purpose. Read something that inspires you. Listen to something that fuels you. Speak to yourself with words that strengthen, not weaken. The second layer of armor is your standards. Decide, before the day begins, what you will and will not tolerate. If you let toxic people, lazy habits, and weak excuses sneak in, you've already given the enemy a way to attack. Draw the line. Defend it fiercely. The third layer is your focus. The world will constantly pull you in 1,000 directions, but you must train yourself to keep your eyes locked on what matters. Write down your top 3 priorities every morning and commit to attacking them before anything else steals your time. That way, even if the rest of the day throws chaos at you, you've already made progress on the things that count. The final layer is resilience. You will get hit, you will face setbacks, but mental armor means you take the hit and keep moving. You adapt, you push forward, you refuse to let a bad moment turn into a bad day. When you walk into the day with mental armor, you become untouchable. People may doubt you, but it won't sink in. Obstacles may block you, but they won't stop you. Fear may whisper, but you won't listen. The enemy, whether it's laziness, distraction, or self-doubt, can't win against a mind that's fully armored. So tomorrow morning, don't just get up, gear up. Put on your armor before you step into the fight, and watch how unstoppable you become. Relentless forward motion, life will try to slow you down. It will throw delays, obstacles, failures, and pain in your way. Most people, when they hit a wall, stop and wait, hoping it moves. But you keep moving. Because the moment you stop, the battle is already lost. Relentless forward motion means no matter how heavy the load, no matter how steep the hill, you take the next step. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. The only rule is you never stand still. Too many dreams die because people confuse slow progress with no progress. They think, it's not happening fast enough, so why bother? That's the voice of defeat. Every giant victory in history started with tiny, repeated steps, even when no one was watching. Some days you'll sprint, some days you'll crawl, but forward is forward. Understand this, momentum is life's greatest amplifier. When you keep moving, even through the smallest actions, you generate energy, confidence, and power. You start building a chain of wins, and that chain becomes unbreakable. Here's the trap most people fall into. They wait for perfect conditions before they act. They want the sun to shine, the path to be clear, the mood to be right. But perfection never comes. And while they wait, the moment passes. Relentless forward motion doesn't care about perfect conditions. It thrives in chaos. It's the mindset that says, I'll keep walking through the storm until I see the sun again. Think about it. The river doesn't stop flowing because there's a rock in its way. It keeps moving, slowly carving a path through stone. That's the power of relentless action. It wears down anything that tries to block it. If you commit to this, your mornings will transform. You'll stop measuring your day by how easy it felt and start measuring it by how much you moved forward, no matter the resistance. Yes, you will get tired. Yes, there will be days when you want to quit. But relentless forward motion means you take that exhaustion and turn it into fuel. Because nothing, not fatigue, not fear, not failure, has the power to hold you in place unless you let it. Remember this. You can't lose if you refuse to stop. The world can't defeat someone who refuses to stand still. So wake up every morning, armor up, and push forward. One step today, one step tomorrow, and soon you'll look back and realize you've crossed mountains you once thought were impossible. Forward. Always forward. Laser-focused execution. Power without direction is wasted. You can work harder than everyone else, but if your energy is scattered, you'll end the day exhausted and empty-handed. That's why relentless forward motion needs a weapon, and that weapon is focus. Laser-focused execution means taking all your effort, discipline, and time and aiming them like a sniper's bullet at the targets that truly matter. Not busy work, not distractions disguised as productivity. The real work that moves the needle. Most people fail because they try to chase too many things at once. They start one project, get distracted, and jump to another. They answer every notification, scroll through every update, say yes to every request, and then wonder why nothing gets finished. You must become ruthless with your focus. Every morning, decide what the top 3 missions are for the day. Write them down, guard them like a treasure chest, and do not allow yourself to get pulled into anything that doesn't bring you closer to finishing them. Ask yourself, if I only accomplish these 3 things today, will I have made meaningful progress? If the answer is yes, those are your targets. Focus is about depth, not speed. 1 hour of uninterrupted, intentional work can outproduce 5 hours of scattered effort. When you're locked in, there is no phone, no email, no background noise. there is only the mission. And here's the thing, the world will fight to steal your attention. Distractions will knock at your door every 5 minutes. People will demand your time. But you are not required to answer every call, reply to every message, or solve every problem. You are required to honor your purpose. This is not selfish, it's necessary, because every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to your goals. Laser-focused execution also means tracking your results. Don't just bark blindly. Measure your progress. Ask yourself at the end of the day, did I hit my targets or did I just stay busy? If you missed, adjust. If you hit, repeat. The secret to extraordinary results isn't doing more. It's doing less, but better. It's cutting away the noise and doubling down on what works. It's refusing to split your energy between too many battles and instead pouring it all into the ones that matter most. So tomorrow morning, when your feet hit the floor, don't just work hard. Work smart, with precision. Pick your targets, aim, fire, and watch your goals fall one by one until your dream is no longer a dream, but your new reality. Unstoppable self-belief. You can have the best plan in the world. You can have the discipline, the focus, the habits, but if deep down you don't believe you can win, you'll sabotage yourself before you even begin. Self-belief is not arrogance. It's not pretending you're perfect. It's the unshakable conviction that no matter what stands in front of you, you can figure it out, you can adapt, and you can keep going until you win. Without self-belief, one setback will convince you to quit. One rejection will make you question everything. One bad day will feel like proof that you're not good enough. And that's exactly why you must build your confidence like a fortress. Here's the truth. Self-belief is built, not gifted. It comes from keeping the promises you make to yourself over and over again until your mind knows you mean business. Every time you wake up when you said you would, you add a brick. Every time you finish the workout you didn't feel like doing, you add a brick. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you add a brick. One day, you look around and realize you've built a wall so strong that doubt can't break through. But here's where most people fail. They wait for results before they believe. They think, once I see proof, then I'll have confidence. That's backwards. The belief must come first. The results follow. Think about it. Every champion, every leader, every high achiever was a beginner at some point. They didn't start with certainty. They started with the decision to believe in themselves before the world did. This doesn't mean you'll never have moments of doubt. It means when doubt shows up, you don't invite it in for coffee. You acknowledge it, then keep moving anyway. Self-belief is a choice. It's a daily decision to back yourself even when the odds look impossible. It's refusing to let the opinions of others dictate the size of your dreams. It's knowing that your worth isn't decided by likes, comments, or approval, but by the effort you put in and the fire you refuse to put out. Every morning, remind yourself, I've made it through 100% of my worst days. I am not here by accident. I have what it takes, and I'm willing to do what it takes. Say it until it's not just words, until it becomes your reality. Because when you combine relentless action with laser focus and unshakable self-belief, you stop waiting for life to give you permission. You create your own opportunities. And that's when nothing and no one can stop you. The no excuses morning blueprint. You've got the drive, you've got the focus, you've got the belief. Now it's time to fuse them into a morning ritual so strong that excuses don't even get a chance to speak. Your morning is your launchpad. If you own it, you set the tone for everything that follows. If you waste it, you spend the rest of the day playing catch-up. The no excuses morning blueprint is simple, but it demands commitment. It's not about cramming in 100 habits or following someone else's perfect schedule. It's about building a morning that strengthens your body, sharpens your mind, and ignites your mission. Step 1. Win the first battle. When the alarm rings, get up. No negotiation. The second you start bargaining with yourself, you've already lost ground. You're telling your mind it's okay to choose comfort over progress, and that energy will carry into the rest of your day. Step 2. Move your body. It doesn't matter if it's 10 push-ups, a run, or a full workout. Movement wakes up your muscles, spikes your energy, and tells your brain it's time to perform. Step 3. Feed your mind. Before you touch your phone, put something powerful into your head. A page of a book, a podcast, a motivational speech. Fill your thoughts with fuel, not noise. Step 4. Lock in your targets. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Not 10, not 20. 3. These are the wins that, if achieved, will make today a success. Step 5. Eliminate the noise. Check your environment. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Clear the clutter from your space. Give your focus no place to run, but toward your goals. Step 6. Take immediate action. Before distractions sneak in, start on your most important task. Momentum is built in the first hour. Use it. This blueprint works because it leaves no room for hesitation. It transforms your mornings from slow, reactive, and unfocused to fast, intentional, and unstoppable. And here's the truth. You don't have to feel like doing it. You just have to do it. Because motivation comes after action, not before it. Every morning you follow this, you train your mind to expect results from yourself. Every day you choose action over excuses, you stack victories. And every week, month, and year you repeat it. You turn into the kind of person others call unstoppable. No excuses, no hesitation, no waiting for the right time. The time is now. The choice is yours. And the rest of your life is waiting on what you do next. You've just been handed the tools. The discipline to rise without hesitation. The focus to aim your energy at what truly matters. The belief to silence the voice of doubt. The blueprint to start every day like a warrior stepping onto the battlefield. But here's the thing. Knowledge means nothing without action. Too many people hear powerful words, nod their heads, and then go right back to living the same way. They say they want change, but they let comfort win. They say they're hungry, but they keep feeding their excuses instead of their ambition. Not you, not anymore. Because the truth is, life is short. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. There is no perfect time. There is no magic moment when everything will be ready. It's now or it's never. You've already survived every challenge life has thrown at you so far. You've stood through storms you thought would break you. You've gotten back up on days when your strength was gone. That's proof you're stronger than you think. And if you've made it this far, imagine how far you can go when you stop holding yourself back. The world doesn't owe you anything. Success won't just knock on your door. Your goals are not coming to rescue you. You have to go and take them. And that's what this is all about. Every morning is a fresh battlefield. You either step up and fight for your dream, or you stand aside and watch someone else live it. Every morning is a chance to set the tone, to make progress, to get one step closer to the life you know you're capable of living. But you have to decide. Decide that you are done waiting. Decide that your excuses have no place in your life anymore. Decide that from this moment forward, you are in control. So tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off, remember this moment. Remember why you started. Remember the vision you have for your life. And remember that nobody is coming to do the work for you. Stand up, show up, and give the day everything you've got, no matter how you feel, no matter what's in your way. Because you're not just building a morning routine, you're building a life. One discipline at a time, one victory at a time, one day at a time. And if you keep going, with no excuses, no hesitation, and no turning back, you will look in the mirror one day and realize you've become the person you were always meant to be. So get up, get moving, and make the world watch as you turn someday into today, every single morning.